Starfield is so bad, even modders are done with Bethesda.
So today's video deals with an aspect of the community that's being stingy surrounding the modding aspect of Starfield, which actually ties into the sponsor of today's video pretty well, which is actually giving away something Starfield related. The sponsor of today's video is Signal RGB, which is currently giving out a section below. Now, on the other hand, we've got this modder who has faced some controversy because of the way they've decided to paywall and even DRM a rather useful mod that helps the game look better on PC and or improve its performance.
Now, first of all, Starfield honestly is the worst Bethesda game by far. And without mods, I don't think it's actually playable. I really do. Bethesda has done absolutely nothing right with Starfield on the grandest scale imaginable, and that mods are the only way to actually save the game for a larger audience. And you know what? I honestly don't understand how this is a hot take or a hot thing. Dude, why shouldn't the modders be honestly paid for their work? They're literally making an unplayable game, possibly passable at the bare minimum. And if that guy has made some kind of amazing mod, why wouldn't he be able to ask payment for this mod? Unless Bethesda says you can't, or whatever, or he gets sued or something. But people just complaining that they have to pay someone for a mod? Bruh! Why aren't you complaining about Bethesda not making a functional game in the first place? How about you complain about that? Why would this person be forced to give you his hard work away for free? I see nothing wrong with someone asking money for the mods. And by the way, Bethesda is going to include the pay mod thing pretty soon now. Again, I still think that's happening. Bethesda is going to add a mod shop, and that mod shop is going to make them money because every mod you buy is going to cost you.
Starfield as a game, there's been quite a bit of discourse surrounding it. When it comes to Metascore right now, the Xbox Series X version is sitting at an 85, and the PC version is sitting at an 87.
Yeah.
The users...
Okay, the user score is the only thing that matters, Young, okay? Oh, the meta score, that doesn't matter at all, okay? So, yeah, the user score is the big one. 5 or 6, yeah, that's kind of fair. 4 on the low end is still possible, but you know, the game is like a 5 or a 6. It's barely playable, again. It is by far the worst Bethesda gaming experience ever. I actually thought about this yesterday. Skyrim's experience is so completely off anything else that, you know, Bethesda has ever done. It is absolutely unbelievable, okay? Not Skyrim's, but Starfield. Starfield's opening is like this. You spend like 20 minutes in a mine where nothing happens and you're bored out of your mind. You can't shoot anything, you can't talk with anything, you can't interact with anything. Compare that to any vault. It's not even comparable, right? Or even Skyrim's wagon ride. At least that's interesting because it's a wide open space and you can look around. And the cave is literally like a small, cylindrical box almost. That didn't make sense, but whatever. And then after that, you go outside and you're stuck in this small area and then there's pirates. You kill those pirates literally in 30 seconds. And after you're stuck again with talking section of the game, which is pretty bad. Because the reality is, Bethesda, in this game, since you have no freedom, the alternative that they need to apply is you trying to convince you to do something. But Starfield's just bad. Like, I tried to say no to flying away from the mining colony, and, you know, it didn't make sense. I wasn't convinced at all. Then you try to say no to joining Constellation. Again, there's no reasoning. There is no real reason that you can't say no, but you don't have the option to say no. And when you try to be vaguely no about joining, for example, Constellation, they don't even give you a good reason to actually join it. It is so poorly written, and it doesn't give you any freedom at all. It's from a cave to a box where you're supposed to fight one ship. Then it's another place that's a locked off environment, a house. You get out of there, you see nothing around you, you kill a bunch of pirates again, and guess what? Then you fly off to the main city without the mini-map, and you have no idea where you're supposed to go, and everything's boring. The first place you go to literally guides you to another loading screen if you follow it. And if you don't follow it, do you know what you find? Disappointment. That's what you find. A lot of disappointment. You literally find a shop where you can buy coffee. And another shop where I don't remember even what you can honestly buy there. It's stupid. It is so bad. It is terrible. I understand people who think this game is a 4 out of 5. This is why I checked the achievements. This is the first achievement you get in the game, by the way. When you go out into space the first time, literally the first 20 minutes of the game, only 85% of people have completed it. That means 15% of the player base couldn't even be bothered to actually get out of the cave because it was so stupidly boring.
Scores in like the 6s and 5s. There's been some mixed reception. I've been playing the game myself, and I'm going to discuss what my experience has been like in a later video. There are definitely things that I do like about it, and there are definitely things that I do have qualms about. Among the qualms that I do have with the game as a user of NVIDIA graphics card is its lack of DLSS implementation, as reported here by news outlet The Verge. There's an article published back in August 31st, 2023. The headline speaks for itself. Starfield doesn't have NVIDIA's DLSS at launch. And that was an active choice on the part of Bethesda because of a sponsorship deal that they have with AMD. So they have support for AMD's FSR technology, but DLSS, that's in the back burner for now, likely a part of this sponsorship deal. Now, when AMD was inquired about this whole situation, their gaming chief, Frank Azer, insisted that if Bethesda want to do DLSS, they have AMD's full support. He says there's nothing blocking Bethesda from adding it to the game, but at the same time, he did disclose that money...
Well, he probably didn't like that idea, but yeah.
He absolutely exchanges hands. When we do bundles, we ask them, are you willing to prioritize FSR? It's a request rather than a demand. If they ask us for DLSS support, we always tell them...
Yeah, that's the most brutal request I have seen in my life. A request. So we're gonna give you this money, and we're gonna ask in return nothing! Yeah, that seems believable.
Yes. Well, it's hard for me to say for sure why DLSS wasn't included in Starfield. I feel like there's got to be at least some form of pressure for Bethesda to hold off on DLSS to, quote, prioritize FSR when money is exchanged. And if this were to be the case, this wouldn't be the first instance in which a developer sponsored by AMD made the decision to drop DLSS, as reported here by John Linman, who tweeted the following screenshot of a now deleted tweet, where he talks about how he's personally spoken with 3 developers that implemented DLSS pre-release and had to remove it due to sponsorship, which is just so shitty. I mean, one of the cool things about PC gaming is how open the platform feels. And now we're starting to get certain benefits depending on which brand of graphics card you purchase. And this whole idea of excluding features like AI upscaling and performance enhancement.
I mean, that's probably the future, so this is not exactly strange.
Because money was exchanged behind the scenes. That's just very anti-consumer, frankly. Now, as a result of that, modders are already stepping in, trying to implement DLSS themselves. And among them is a modder going by the name Pure Dark. This is their Patreon page, and one of the benefits that's provided if you subscribe to their $5 a month subscription is that you gain early access to test builds for the kinds of mods that he releases, which is creating DLSS 3 and DLSS 2/FSR2/XESS mods. People have already tested out his DLSS mods and they've proven to work. John Linman tweeted here that the image quality of the game looks much better. I've also installed the DLSS mod. Good lord, does it make a big difference. Neon is so messy with FSR2 and normal TAA, while...
I mean, the mod works, okay, and people are pissed because he's asking money? You should be pissed at Bethesda. Why this guy? It should have been in the game.
DLSS is pristine. And then from a performance perspective, if you have a 4000 series NVIDIA graphics card, then you can benefit from DLSS 3 frame gen, and the mod provided by Pure Dark has proven to be effective on this front, doubled performance on a 4090 that was CPU bound, now averaging 130 plus frames per second. Now that's great, he's providing some really useful mods, but where the controversy kicks in is not only the fact that he's paywalling the DLSS 3 version in particular behind a paywall, being the Patreon subscription. He also decided to implement DRM to ensure that people pay, that people subscribe to his Patreon.
What? Why wouldn't he? Why is that? Okay, so you just want to take this guy's work for free, and he doesn't allow it, and you're pissed about it. Okay. Oh, sure. Yeah, that's totally... No, it's not reasonable. Not at all. Why wouldn't this guy be able to get paid if he can for his work? Why do people think that they get free shit? Modding is not going to be free. Again, modding, at some point, people are going to find ways to monetize it, because Bethesda games, in a lot of sense, don't work without modding. The people who keep playing Skyrim, the people who keep playing any Bethesda game a week after launch, are using mods exclusively. 90% of those people at that point who are left playing are mod users. So, why wouldn't he get paid?
On to access this DLSS 3 mod. And there's already plenty of controversy surrounding games being DRM'd, but now we're starting to see modding that's being paywalled being DRM'd as well. See, that's a line that a lot of people are like, whoa, let's back up here. The very notion of paywalling mods has people feeling uneasy as it is, because it isn't in line with the spirit of modding. Like, it's one thing to put up a donation link, but offer the mods for free and be like, hey, whoever needs to download these, go ahead. But also, if you want to support my work, point to your donation link. That's great. No. But to be like, you have to pay me to access.
Why not? Again, why not? Give me one reason why that guy should actually be making something for free for everyone to use and not paywall it. Well, there's no reason why that shouldn't happen.
This mod. And to make sure that you pay, I'm going to implement DRM. That's where things get kind of murky. And so we're seeing articles like this from Dixert.
Why? Why is that murky? What part of that is murky? I don't understand. I hate these people who want to get everything for free and not even have to work. Plus, it's literally $5 Most people playing this shit are either German or American, which means, well, they have $5. Go to work for a day for a minimum of 5 hours. Congratulations, you got $5. It's not that hard, and people are getting pissed about this. Jesus Christ, like, grow a spine.
Starfield DLSS mod might be paywalled, and fans are divided. Scrolling down, there are details about how on August 19th, Pure Dark released their new Red Dead Redemption 2 DLSS 3 mod. With it comes a new form of DRM for the mod. And scrolling down here, you can see right here a quote where part of the installation process involves pressing end to open the menu, then authenticate for the first time. No continuous subscription needed. Any account that has subscribed before can pass the authentication. So there is some kind of authentication process, some kind of DRM. This is something that was pointed out by Twitter users, and you can see right here scrolling down that this was not well received. I'm fine with donations. I would gladly donate to him, but putting it like this, nah. Again,
that's such a lie. This guy would have never donated a single goddamn cent. If you would be okay to donate money, you would just buy it and not complain about it. And you would think, wait, why do other people just not buy it? Dude.
Like this? Nah. Again, a mandatory paywall combined with DRM. And this is something that has been implemented in Starfield's DLSS 3 mod as well. DLSS 2 has been put out for free by Pure Dark. You can see right here on...
I have nothing against this because the reality is if people get pissed enough, well, they should be actually complaining to Bethesda about this. And not some random modder. Because this was the Bethesda's job to implement it in the game. And they didn't. And now people are getting pissed at... Dude, the Bethesda fanboys are absolutely wild. Because again, keep in mind, if you download a single mod to play this game, you're literally like a 1% player of this game. Because the average person, no matter how easy it is to download a mod, will never download a mod because you actually have to do something. So these people who are complaining are super hard Bethesda fanboys, most likely.
On Nexus mods, that Pure Dark did upload the replacement for FSR2 with DLSS or XeSS, but DLSS 3 specifically, which benefits performance greatly for those who have the 4000 series of NVIDIA graphics cards, that is behind a paywall and a DRM. And as this Twitter user pointed out, this will likely set a precedent. I expect this will affect all of his upcoming DLSS Super Res / frame gen mods, for example, for Starfield. So if you don't sub to his Patreon for at least $5 a month, then you won't be able to get his mods working for your games. And so we're seeing plenty of posts of people who were once subscribed to his Patreon and are now deciding to cancel their subscription. Canceling my Patreon sub to him, says this post with over 100 likes.
100 likes. Wow. And I can bet... I can bet a lot of money that this person is not even a Patreon. I can bet all the money in the world that this person is not even a Patreon of that, guys. This is what happens on places like Instagram and TikTok. People don't like something and they start complaining about it, and they just lie. Okay? They just flat out lie. Oh, I'm never gonna buy your product again. You never bought a single product in the first place. So, you know, it is what it is. And stuff like that, essentially. When I first looked at Starfield, you know, when we got the first experience of what it's gonna be like, the game, you know, with those small 2-second snippets of the gameplay, I said the game looks bad. And you know what Starfield fanboys, Bethesda fanboys did? They went in the comments and said, "You're wrong. This game is amazing. Yesterday I watched my brother play it for 5 hours. It was the best game of the decade." And there were multiple people like this who literally just blatantly and obviously lie about things. This is commonplace.
And there are plenty of similar comments if you look around here. Here's another set of comments. Here's somebody saying, distasteful DRM for mods. Basically, I was a Patreon subscriber for him, but
again,
I just canceled. Now, there are those out there who are in support of...
Now, I'm pretty sure like 10 people maybe did actually cancel their Patreon subscription. It is what it is. But, you know.
For his work and stuff like that. But I feel like more often than not, you'll see that the more popular comments are along the lines of, this is not in the spirit of modding. And so it should come as no surprise that the community got to work and very quickly cracked this modder's DRM and made the mod available for free. The free non-DRM version of this mod quickly spread across the internet, so I guess if you know where to look, it's a non-issue.
Guess what? Guess what? I hope he sues someone. I hope he sues the people who actually cracked that shit. Because if you're a Bethesda fanboy, I'm pretty sure you actually come from a family that's pretty wealthy. And, you know, that, you know, something can be gotten out of them, okay? So I hope he sues them. Because someone gets pissed. These people are just stupid. You don't have the right to someone else's work just because you feel like you do. Okay? You just don't.
But the fact that this step had to be taken at all...
And also, by the way, guess what? That guy is going to think twice now about making the next mod. Yeah. Next time Bethesda releases their shitty fucking game, which is going to be full of bugs and going to probably work even worse than Starfield, this guy maybe won't even release this mod. And then you're stuck with nothing.
Just left a poor taste in people's mouths. And
maybe next time he releases a mod, it's gonna have like a Bitcoin miner installed into it. Maybe it's gonna have a keylogger installed into it. Because well, you did this to him. Why shouldn't he just go eye for an eye now? Why shouldn't he now abuse a little bit of his position?
Right here is further
What
explained
are you gonna do? Sue him? Of course you're not gonna do anything.
by Dexerto. The DLSS 3 mod sports frame generation tech for those on NVIDIA's RTX 40 series cards. Pure Dark knew that this would be wanted by a large swath of the audience and is protecting their work with DRM, and it's not surprising that the mod was cracked so quickly. I mean, games from the biggest publishers and developers eventually get cracked, so I'm not surprised that Pure Dark's DRM didn't secure his mod for all that long. More specifically, the mod was protected with a custom DRM and VRM, a Google protection software, but this has been cracked and quickly shared less than 24 hours after Pure Dark's original upload. So his DRM isn't really all that effective, and it's caused quite a bit of backlash. On Reddit, you'll see people spreading the word that DLSS 3 plus FG mod for Starfield by Pure Dark has been cracked already. Paid mods get what they deserve for implementing their own DRM inside them. You can see right here that plenty of people are not happy about the way Pure Dark has decided to paywall and DRM his mods. This post right here has garnered thousands of upvotes, and you've got
all these people are literal trash, by the way. All these people are literal garbage existences.
If comments saying things like, paywall mods, bruv, Bethesda tried this shit years ago and see how it ended. So
dude, Bethesda's gonna try this shit again. Did people found in Starfield's files, cash shop currency things and stuff like that. And you know what the Bethesda fanboys are obviously saying? Oh, but this is just leftover from Fallout 76. You know, the only thing that they forgot to delete. Yeah, that's just leftover. It's an accident that it's there. Nah, Bethesda's gonna sell these mods also. You're gonna have to pay him again. Bethesda's probably gonna instantaneously try to sue. And by the way, when Bethesda actually goes for this, and again, they will. If you think Bethesda is going to miss out on the opportunity to sell mods, because selling mods is literally, you know, the mini equivalent of having Steam, and everyone wants Steam, by the way. Steam makes so much money selling games and whatnot, it's insane. And this is why every single big publisher created their own launcher at some point. Because, you know, everyone wanted to be Steam. Do you think Bethesda is honestly gonna just give up on the idea of selling you mods? Of course not. Of course not.
So on and so forth. I endorse donations and mods all the way. Again, optional donations. People saying, hey, please support my work. People will gladly do it if, you know, they feel like the mod really had a positive impact. But to demand money to gain access and implement DRM again, just doesn't sit well. The mod apparently had VM Protect plus custom protection. They got what they deserve, so on and so forth. Good. That shit is beyond a joke. Totally fine with mod makers putting up a donation link for anyone that wants to reward them for their work. But paywalling, then DRM is dirty as shit.
Yes, do things for me for free and maybe I'll consider donating like a cent. Bruh.
Going forward, his work is cracked each and every time and face rubbed in it. It's de nouveau level fuckery. Yeah, this is what a lot of the discussion surrounding Pure Dark's...
I hope he just uploads a free version now that does have like a keylogger or a virus that completely fries and destroys your PC. I really hope he does that. Because these shitty you can't even call them humans. These shitters just need to learn their lesson.
Monetization scheme of his mods looks like. On Twitter, you've got users like PC Focus who tweet about general and interesting PC info and news, cracked/pirated games, DRM, and de nouveau info, as well as benchmarks. They were none too happy about this and were glad to see that the mod was cracked so quickly. Starfield DLSS 3 FG mod by Pure Dark has been cracked already. Paid mods get what they deserve for having DRM implemented. And scrolling down, comments are very similar. The most upvoted include, bro put DRM on his mod. And then beyond the backlash, on top of the fact that Pure Dark's mod has been very quickly cracked and shared for free across the internet, you've got people coming up with their own DLSS 3 mods that are being shared for free on Nexus Mods. This right here is a mod by Luke FZ564. You can see right here that this mod replaces the built-in version of FSR2 with DLSS 3 plus DLSSG to enable frame generation.
Okay. So, there's the guy who's asking money for it, and then there's someone who doesn't ask money for it. So let me get this straight. Even though there's a free version out there, you're still gonna be pissed on the guy who asks money while there's a free alternative there.
And obviously this garnered a lot more positive sentiments than the paywalled DRM'd version. And for those who are playing Starfield and want to test out the DLSS mod, there's a guide here by Rock Paper Shotgun that walks you through how to install DLSS in Starfield. Scrolling down, you can see there's a step-by-step process, as well as an explanation for how DLSS 3 sharpens the image, but it can also provide higher frame rates thanks to its NVIDIA frame generation technology. However, frame generation is only available to those using a card from the RTX 4000 series of graphics cards. There's a good amount of people who use the RTX 4000 series of graphics cards, and we're expecting that such mods that bring DLSS would be among the first to make their way to Starfield. Currently, mods aren't officially supported, but that will happen down the line. But while we wait,
and they're gonna be paid.
wait for that, you know, DLSS was one of those implementations.
What are they gonna do when Bethesda again asks for them to be paid again? Because no company is just gonna move away from, you know, the idea of paid mods. It's just a matter of time.
That seemed obvious, and to see such an obvious mod be paywalled and DRM'd, one that is so useful at that genuinely enhances frame rates. And yeah, Starfield, when it comes to performance,
I mean, at points like this, you can literally tell that this guy just grew up without any problems for money at all, and you know, then he didn't have to put in any effort and anything, and then he was just allowed to go do YouTube as a hobby, and it turned out great for him. And now he still doesn't even know what problems with money sound like. So, yeah, these situations, dude, everyone who has money is always constantly like, well, they don't have any bread, so why not let them eat cake? This is literally it. This is what it looks like. If you're defending the idea that, no, this person should never ask money for their mod because that's bad, then you're literally probably like an American fucking leftist or something like that who has some kind of anti-capitalism sticker on their laptop while literally wearing clothes that are probably worth 10K on them at any time. It is just stupid. You can just clearly see these people.
It's you know, it's quite demanding. I can attest to that myself. And so this is one mod that people would like to see just available for free. So much of modding is that communal sharing of incredible, not only new content, but also incredible new fixes and features that just make the experience better for everyone. And the appeal of the modding community and what gives mods longevity is how accessible they are. And the second you start paywalling and DRMing mods and setting that as sort of the standard of what mods should be, that's where, you know, modding loses the spirit that makes it so special and that can take games and give it a level of longevity that you otherwise wouldn't see. Not to mention that DLSS is essentially like a graphic setting, and if Bethesda paywalled a graphic setting, there'd be plenty of backlash. But for a modder to do that, you know, that's a damn...
I think we're done. I think we're done with this video. It is just, yeah, everything should be free in life. Because I want it to be free. Anyway, this was Kuzzer said, thanks for watching, subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.